Okay, so they killed us.
Third place. That's where us Robins belong. First place for the Hogs. Every year.
We need us another big gun. We might actually win this game.
Hello, this is Cheryl Arias-Wicker with Christian Movie Connect. It's day 5 of the Gideon. It's almost come to an end, and I am so sad. But I want to bring you another interview here. I've got a filmmaker, Dave Moody, who's made quite a few movies now. And Dave, tell us a little bit about what you're doing. Thank you for being with us, by the way.
Well, thank you for having us. We started a company about 5 years ago called Elevating Entertainment with my son Joshua.
Which is a great name, by the way, Elevating Entertainment.
Elevating Entertainment. Yeah, we. It's our focus really is trying to focus on family and faith-friendly kind of films.
So the last movie that you made, was that the No Limit Kids?
It was a film called No Limit Kids, and it's done very well, in being well received in a lot of film festivals. It's won a lot of awards, but yeah, we loved No Limit Kids. It was a fun time and a great process for us. We had Lee Merriweather and Bill Cobbs and a kid from Lemonade Mouth who went on to be one of the stars in Disney's Lemonade Mouth, is a kid named Blake Michaels, who's in our film, and we had him right before he went on, to be on the Disney series. So we felt like we picked a lot of great kids, and they were very talented, and we had very little time to work with them, but they pulled off the music numbers well, and it was just a great process for us. And we're still learning the film side of things. I've been in the music business a long time, but we're having fun.
I was going to say that's a likely thing for you to make a musical because of your music background.
Yeah, our first couple of films, or the 3 feature films I've been involved in, have really been all musicals in some way or the other. We had Praise Band, and I'd done the music on a movie called Stuck in the Past ahead of that, and it was it's fun to kind of lean on, I think, originally what we knew. We're kind of stepping away from that model as we're preparing to do Rusty Whitener's novel, his Christie nominated novel, A Season of Miracles, and so that'll be a baseball film, still dealing with kids, but really not heavily weighing on the music side. So it'll be a little stretch for us, and we're looking forward to that.
Hi, this is Cheryl Arias-Wicker with Christian Movie Connect, and today we have an award-winning writer, screenwriter, and actor, Rusty Whitener. Thank you for being with us, Rusty.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to be here. Good to be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to tell us a little bit about the book that you wrote, A
Right.
Season of Miracles, which was nominated for 2 Christie Awards.
Yes, yeah, that was a real blessing. I mean, to get the nominations, and it's a great, I like this story. I say great story just because I like it that much. Yeah, I'll let the reader decide whether it's a great novel, but sentimental, nostalgic story. Alabama, small town, 1971, kids trying to win the Little League baseball championship, but there's a God quest going on at the same time. Kids are trying to, a couple of them anyway, are trying to decide, is God something for me, or is God just something for my grandmother, or what's the deal? And there's a kid who's autistic, who's like a phenomenal baseball player, and they get him on their team, and so they think, hey, maybe we can win the championship this year. But of course, there are lots of issues with the kid because he's socially dysfunctional and comes from an abusive home, and so there's a lot of crisis and conflict and crisis resolution and quest for the championship, quest for God. Somebody asked me today, did you write, Brian Bird asked me today, did you write the novel first or the screenplay first? And really, I wrote them both at the same time, which is probably odd, which fits me, because I'm probably odd. But yeah, they really evolved at the same time. And that was my first screenplay, and that was my first novel. But yeah, these are I think you said these are the kind of movies people maybe want to see. And I think I hope that's true. I think that is true. I mean, it's sentimental, nostalgic. It is a family film, faith-based, redemptive themes.
Well, you also do a bit of acting. You're
Yeah.
developing quite a good
Yeah.
IMDb credit list there. So
Well-
how did you get into acting?
I was actually a pastor for 12 years, which I really loved, and that was my first calling, so to speak. But I always loved stories, and I studied acting at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York years ago. But I'd mostly done stage stuff, and then when I felt God calling me into writing stories, writing screenplays, writing novels, which was, 4 or 5 years ago, I felt a serious call that way. And I talked with some people in the business, and some of them just suggested, maybe you should get an agent and, try some film stuff, because, you have a certain look and it might work, and if you like it, and you're real enough, you might do all right. So God really blessed me that way, too, in a lot of ways. I mean, and I have been getting a lot of kind of bad guy roles. I mean, in redemptive films, in faith-based films, that are teaching, the reality of evil and the consequences of evil and the need for redemption, the need for rescue.
I hit things, preacher. Things, not people. I hit things 'cause my boy's the way he is. And because Felicia ain't coming back. But I ain't never hit my boy, no sir. And I ain't never gonna do it. Rafer's different. He always will be.
Yeah, I just started getting some roles, and people liked what I did, and then really, if we're just real with our faith and also but competent, do things excellently. Philippians 4:8, whatever your hand finds to do. I mean, whatever is honorable, whatever is true, whatever is right, whatever is of good repute, whatever is excellent, let your mind dwell on these things. And so we are called as believers to craft excellent things as we create, and also to live our faith out in an excellent manner, I think. And of course, that's all by the grace of God. But
Well, thank you so much. And I've
Yeah.
enjoyed hearing your story, and I know
Yeah.
that you're going to continue to do great things, and I
Oh,
appreciate
thank you.
appreciate your work.
You're very kind.
A number of years ago, we built a place of retreat, a ranch north of Los Angeles, for people to come and work on creative projects and do their books and screenplays and work on music. It's for leaders to come and pastors to come and kind of get healed up and refreshed and restored. And it was an amazing vision that we felt like we had to be the ones to fund it. We didn't ask for any help. So it was amazing, but it about killed us. And just about a year and a half ago, we finally have sold this property, but it was on the market forever and didn't sell. It is sometimes hard, I'm still not earning the income I did all those years. I was doing tons of television and been on series after series, but I have come to know during this whole process, I've come to see God in a completely different way. I've come to realize that I can trust Him in all things. It's not too difficult to trust God if you don't have to. If you kind of rely on your own ability to make things happen, your own capacity to earn an income. But when little by little He begins to strip things away and He says, just look to me, I want you just to look to me for everything, we suddenly realize what's really important and what's not. And more than ever in these recent years, I understand Paul's words to the Romans when he said, for we know that in all things God works for the good, for those who love Him and who've been called according to His purpose. And because now I have come to know and trust in a very personal way the comfort and security of God, not what I can provide, but who He is, I know that I can rest confident and secure when my life is shaken by unemployment or financial crisis or marital strain or health diagnosis or natural disasters. And because I've come to know and trust the God of comfort, I know now that we can trust Him in all manner of circumstances that are disappointing or heartbreaking or difficult or cause us fear.
He rocks in the treetops all day long, hopping and a bobbing and a singing his song. All the little birdies on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet.
I first met Rusty Whitener when he was finishing up his novel, A Season of Miracles, and he had written a script as well. And that script had actually won the Kairos Prize out in Hollywood Movie Guide Awards. And, you know, it was a wonderful story as I looked at it, and we just knew right off the bat that we really wanted to get involved with it.
Zach, you know he's not on the team. If we get him, we'll win the whole shooting match.
I love the character of Zach in that he is a kid who has really not been raised in a very Christian home, but has a good moral center, and you can tell it. And as the movie and the story progresses, you see this change in him, and that he really begins to care more and more and more about his new buddy Rafer. And while he doesn't quite understand everything that's going on with him, he is certainly, you know, quick to defend him and quick to stand up for him. And it really is a moving part to see this relationship develop on screen.
Let's see how he hits. Burn one in, Zach. Throw one in there as fast as you can.
John Snyder, man, what can you say? I mean, a fabulous actor, you know, a guy who obviously directs movies and produces and can do so many things. I mean, we often laugh that John knew what it looked like and didn't have to turn around and look at the monitor. I mean, he was right there all the time. And I think the most fabulous thing about working with John was that he really came and approached it and really got out and played baseball with the kids and really kept the set light and easy and really was just a fabulous person to work with.
Kids that age are deciding how they're going to live and whether or not they're going to commit themselves to things larger than winning baseball games. Good coaches will be more than just a sports coach, they'll be a life coach. And I wanted Coach to be that way. John Schneider did a great job, I think, of showing that he thought past just, are we going to win this game or not? I mean, he's thinking about that, he's a coach, right? But he's also thinking about what's happening in the lives of the kids that I'm influencing.
Batman, come on up. Your time on the mound, son.
Put Richard in for me, Coach. I can sit.
Zach, Richard doesn't have an arm for outfield. Who you kidding? Richard, I want you on second base, son. All right, let's play some baseball.
You know, Elevating Entertainment is a company that me and my son Joshua started about 5 or 6 years ago. And the reality is we wanted to make what we call family-friendly, uplifting, and life-inspiring films. And when we first read Season of Miracles, we knew that's what we had all in one little package. And I think it's important for faith films to find a place in the marketplace. I think there's a lot of them out there now. And I think we run a risk of just throwing every story we can possibly throw out there to try to fill a market that people feel like exists. We don't want to do that. We want to find the stories that really matter, the stories that can really impact people's lives and touch people in a way that's really real to their own life. And I think the story that we have in the Season of Miracles with the autism and the transformation and some of the just exploring of one's faith as that goes through is really a good story to tell. And so we're excited about getting the film out into the public and excited about the wonderful things that are going to happen from here.
Rocks in the treetops all day long, hopping and a bobbing and singing his song. All the little birdies on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, Rockin' Robin.